Hi there everyone, welcome back to Aidans Railways. Today we're going to take a really close look at the brand new Hornby Eurostar yellow submarine train pack and the additional coaches. So join me right now as we take a much closer look. So here we are, this is the Eurostar train pack, and you can see it's great artwork on here. It's got the Beatles yellow submarine and obviously the locos and the Beatles there with the artwork from the film. And like I say, it tells you everything you need to know on the front. It's from Hornby, it's a Eurostar train pack, and it tells you a little bit about what you can put with it. But let's have a quick look at the rear. And on here it tells you about the train pack itself. We've got the little blue fella down here. I love him out of the film. Basically, you've got the train pack. You've got what you could have if you have the divisible coaches with it, which are there. We've got them. We're going to have another look at them shortly as we get on into the film. But this is what you get inside the pack. It's the vacuum formed packaging, and there's a leaflet here which basically tells you how to fit the two coaches with the shared bogie. And it's also got on how to take the moulding off the power car. This is a DCC ready 8-pin setup, so don't forget you can fit this with DCC chip or sound if you can get a hold of it. So we take the cover off. There's some little black sort of packaging in there. That's just to hold the actual contents in place so it doesn't fall out. And we've got the two power cars and the two coaches that you get in the pack, and there's this sort of like rubbery cellophane instead of the tissue paper. Well, I think it's great stuff. That's going to stop you from scratching the artwork on the items when they're coming in and out of the box. But look at this artwork, it's absolutely wonderful. We're going to have a good closer look at the artwork later on in this video, but there's the opposite side as well. Now there's quite a few things on this. There's plenty of moulding on the top. I'm assuming this is the original moulding from the early 90s. And we've got the two pantographs. They are quite delicate, so I'll show an image of them up later on. And yeah, we've got vacuum moulded covers for both bogies. We've got the metal wheels, which is great. No plastic there. We've got hook and eye couplings, and this one has the actual hook side. These covers just snap straight back on, and that's going to keep the dirt off those wheels when you've got them packed up and things like that. They are really free running, absolutely lovely. It's got some weight to it, not incredible because it is the dummy, but we'll put that back in the box there. Let's take a look at one of the coaches next. So we'll start with this one. It's a much darker artwork. Now, I've never owned one of these Eurostar sets before, so this is all new to me. Wonderful. Now the windows aren't black, they are tinted, and it does have an interior inside, and much brighter side here. All of the artwork is from the film. There's a little blue fella again, and it is just wonderful. I really like it, and not incredibly light. And you can see there you've got the connector there with a shared bogie, and it has sort of like an imitation of the corridor bellows as well. But it is all metal wheels there. It's absolutely, I've never owned one before. The actual coupling here pivots separately from the actual bogie, and it's sprung. So that should help for ease of running on the layout and things like that. So yeah, we'll just put this one away again. We'll get the next one out. I'm taking great care here to put this rubber polythene back over the coaches because I really don't want to damage them. Every one of these coaches is unique. No artwork is repeated on the whole set, so best to keep them in good order. I keep wanting to burst out into song with all of the references to the music on the film, but look at that artwork, absolutely wonderful. And we'll spin it round and have a look at the other side. And oh, there's my little blue fella again. I absolutely love him out of the film. I've got to say it's one of Aidan's favourites as well. But yes, the contrast in the imagery all the way along, and on this side we've got the hoop for the hoop and eye coupling, and this side, now these look incredibly delicate where they actually connect onto the shared bogie. I don't want to be taking this apart and putting it together numerous times, because I have the feeling that they will not last if they're constantly taken apart and put back together. So this is the power car with the motor in, and yes, there's actually a reasonable amount of weight in here, so it's quite good. I think there's going to be plenty of traction off that. And you can see we've got the covers on the bogies again, and the rainbow, very fitting at the moment as well in the current climate. But and if you look at this side, you'll also notice it's got all together now and in various languages as well across the front. So don't forget, this was actually done in real life. I think there's been a certain amount of artistic license to get all of the imagery across 2 power cars and 4 coaches in total. But like I say, there's the moulded covers for the bogies. Now, something worth pointing out here, has traction tyres, but there's one traction tyre there, and the traction tyres on the opposite side on the next axle. So they're not both on one side of the rail, so that's quite interesting. Also worth noting, there is a spare set of traction tyres in this pack as well. That's new to me. I never thought that Hornby would actually supply a spare set, but they do. Like I said, metal wheels. These have got pickups on them. I'll see if we can have a closer look. But they have got pickups on the other bogie as well. Let's just zoom in a little bit and see if you can pick out the copper there from the actual pickups there. You can just see it there. But they're all wheels, apart from the traction tired ones on this particular model there, on this power car, are actually picking up electricity. So we'll just put this cap back on and place that back into the box. Like I say, it has got quite a lot of weight. It's got the pantographs as well. Like I said, I'll put an image up very shortly into this film so you can actually see it. There we go. You can see the pantographs up in the air there. Something else I wouldn't want to keep putting up and down, because I've got a feeling that they would fall apart over time. So we'll just pack that up and then we'll have a look at the divisible coaches. So moving on to the Eurostar coach pack, and you can see it's got the same quality of artwork on this box as well, with the Beatles and the Beatles Yellow Submarine picked out. You can see that's 64 as well. Just dying to burst out into song. So we've got the Eurostar coach pack, and it also tells you which sets it's compatible with for the Beatles. So yes, I mean they've done very well to get a full train over 2 sides, over 2 power cars and 4 coaches. If we switch over to the back here, similar to the other box, we've got, oh look, there's a blue fellow again, matching my gloves. So yes, so you've got the 2 coaches it's showing here from the divisible pack, and obviously the train pack and the full length train, or at least one side of the full length train. So the little blue fella. But obviously we've got both parts, and we're going to put it all together very soon after we've had a look inside of this box. So let's get it open and find out what the contents is inside. Now obviously it's the same moulding for these coaches, I believe, as the 2 coaches that are in the pack. Inside here we've got a leaflet, and it shows you exactly where to place these divisible coaches. You can see in the centre here. So when you're putting it together, you know where they need to be, and it explains how you connect them together as well, similar to what we had in the train pack itself. Also worth noting, similar to the train pack, and it states here number 3, the actual divisible coach pack also holds another set of spare traction tyres. So apart from the traction tyres that are actually on the loco, we've got 2 spare sets of traction tyres, so they should last me for quite a while. So yes, let's take the cover off this moulding. Similar to before, it's got the plastic rubber black stick-on pads there just to keep everything secure. So let's take this one out and look at that artwork. It's stunning. It's so colourful. There's Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and the blue fella again. All of these have got these caps on to protect the wheels and things like that. Greatly appreciated that Hornby have supplied them, I don't know their particular reasoning for it, but there's more protection bearing in mind. So we've got the hoop coupling on this side, and obviously the corridor end where it'll join onto, on that case, one of the coaches from the other pack. And yet again, another one of these couplings. I'm really dubious about these couplings. I think if they keep getting snapped on and off, because they do snap on and off to the shared bogie, I've got a feeling they'll break, and I don't know just how available spares are for them. But we'll bring out the When 64, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is the artwork. I cannot express just how wonderful it is. It's so sharp. Hornby have done a wonderful job of the printing process on this. So metal wheels, as always, it would appear on this full set. That's great. It's going to run brilliantly, and we can see where the connection is there on the shared bogie to go on to the other coach from the other pack. And on this one, we've got the hook end of the coupling. Like I said before, the coupling moves freely from the bogie, and it's sort of sprung as well. So it's it should prove to be a good runner on the track. So we'll just cover this back up again and get it to one side. So I'm really trying my best here to show you just how great this artwork is, and I'm going to show you all sides of all of the components of both the train pack and the coach pack. And you can see here how it's printed right into the moulding. Everything that's on the moulding, it's in there. There's no sort of nasty gaps or things like that, and it is incredibly sharp. I'm just hoping that this video is going to show you how sharp it is. If you can see this on a big screen, that's even better. But everything on here was on the actual locomotive when they did this wrap, and I really wish I'd actually seen this loco, the full train that is, in real life, because it does look absolutely amazing. And there we go, you can see all of the different languages there with the all together now. Moving on to the other power car, you can see this one's much brighter at this side, more white, and we've got the band there in their cartoon form. It's absolutely gorgeous. This set wasn't something, when they announced the releases in January, I believe it was at the beginning of this year, it wasn't something that I was actually looking at getting. It was actually Katie that convinced me. You can see, I mean, just look at this. I mean, it's incredible. It really is. All of the references to the songs in the film. So yes, it was Katie who convinced me to get this one, and I would imagine it was the bright colours. When we were looking online, we saw it, or rather Katie saw it and immediately said, "What's that?" And I explained what it was, and it was, we should get that, we should get that. And you can see here on this image, you can see that the windows are tinted, and you can just make out the interior. They aren't black, like the Hitachi set that I've got, where they're just pretty much blacked out. These are just tinted. So there's scope there to fit lighting and be able to see into those, add passengers and that sort of thing. Eleanor Rigby, there's another great song. But yeah, it was Katie that convinced me to get this, and because I was going to get it out, I said, well, we'll have to get the extra coaches and make it look the part, because I think it would be devastating to have not got the extra coaches and always be missing those parts of the artwork, the whole picture itself. But I can honestly say I don't regret getting it, and Katie did a wonderful job in convincing me. So if you ever have one of your children telling you, "I want that one, I want that one," sometimes they're right. But she made a great choice here. There'll be a bit of a battle now as to who owns this actual train. So I'm saying it's me, but I've got a feeling it'll be Katie saying it's hers. But you can see here, I mean, I'm glad I remember watching an interview recently with Mr. Hornby, Simon Colas, or being interviewed about this set, and I'm kind of really glad that they chose to do it now and not earlier, because obviously the printing process has certainly moved on from when this would have been actually travelling on the rails in real life, and it really is wonderful. They've done a smashing job. From what I understand, they've had to sort of use a bit of artistic license to sort of compress it down without losing anything really, to get the full train across both sides. So basically what you're looking at on one side of this full set is half of the actual train, and you're seeing the other half on the other side, from what I understand. So at least it means when you're actually running the train on the layout, both sides are different. So depending on which way you're looking at it and in which direction it's running or where you're standing, it's not just the same branding all the way along. You can see here, I mean, although the leaflet in the divisible coaches actually states where to put the divisible coaches themselves, the centre ones, it doesn't actually explain which way round to put them. So while we're looking at these images of them separately, I have got them together. We're going to look at a couple of long images of the full rakes, and I've put them together how I believe would run best. Because obviously, like this coach here, the Wenham 64 one, it's got a much darker background to it than say one of the other ones where it's bright white. So I'm trying to let it flow through as I've put it, and hopefully I've put it in the correct order. But I'm so glad they managed to get the permission or the licensing to do this. So there you go, you can see this is one full side all the way down, and in the order that I've put them in it might not be the correct order, but I feel that it looks right, put it that way. And I really do hope that these images are doing this justice, because when it's in your hands, it really does look the part. That's all one side, and here's the other side. And you can see as it comes along, it sort of flows between the coaches. I really do like Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band there. It looks wonderful, and you can see it just flows between those two coaches as it carries on, and there you can see it flows again into the next coach. So I'm hoping I've put them in the right order, and there we are, back down to the other car. So thanks for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this. We'll see it running soon. If you want to subscribe, press the round icon. I've put a video at the top that you might like to watch, and there is a playlist at the bottom. See you again soon.